Over 50? 6 movements Japanese elders do every day, and you should too. If you are over 50, there is something important you should know right now. Aging does not begin with pain. It does not begin with weakness. And it certainly does not begin with the number on your birthday cake. Aging begins quietly, almost invisibly, when movement slowly disappears from everyday life. In Japan, many elders understand this deeply. They do not wait for a gym membership. They do not follow complicated workout plans. They do not chase youth. Instead, they protect something far more valuable: daily movement. When you walk through a Japanese neighborhood early in the morning, you'll notice something different. Elders are not rushing. They are not exhausted. They are moving gently, confidently, and purposefully. Their movements are simple, but they are done every single day. And that consistency is the secret. These are not exercises in the way most people think of exercise. These are movements woven into life itself. Movements that keep joints alive. Movements that protect balance. Movements that keep the body independent well into the 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Today, I want to share 6 movements that Japanese elders naturally perform every day. Movements that require no equipment, no gym, and no special clothing. Movements that quietly rebuild strength, mobility, and confidence after 50. And as you listen, I want you to remember this: you do not need to do everything perfectly. You only need to begin. The first movement begins the moment you wake up. In Japan, many elders start their day not by jumping out of bed, but by waking the body slowly. Before the feet touch the floor, they gently rotate their ankles. They flex and point their toes. They bend and straighten their knees. This simple act sends blood flowing into the lower legs, warming the joints and preparing the body for standing. This matters more than most people realize. After 50, circulation naturally slows. Ankles stiffen. Knees lose lubrication. A sudden stand can feel unstable or painful. But these small movements act like oil on rusty hinges. As you rotate your ankles, you are not just moving a joint. You are waking up the nervous system. You are telling your brain that today, your body is active and alive. Japanese elders often do this without thinking. It is not a routine. It is a habit formed over decades. And it is one of the reasons falls are less common among those who remain mobile. Once standing, the second movement begins almost immediately. In Japan, elders squat often. They squat to pick something up. They squat while gardening. They squat while resting. This is not a deep, forced squat. It is a natural lowering of the body with control and balance. Squatting keeps the hips strong. It keeps the knees functional. It keeps the spine flexible. More importantly, it preserves the ability to sit down and stand up independently. Many people over 50 avoid squatting because it feels difficult. But difficulty is not danger. Avoidance is what weakens the body. Japanese elders squat within their comfort range. They use support if needed. They move slowly. And over time, the body adapts. If full squatting is not possible, simply lowering halfway and standing again is enough. The goal is not depth. The goal is movement. The third movement is walking, but not rushed walking. Japanese elders walk daily, often multiple times a day. But they do not walk distracted. They walk with awareness. They feel their feet contact the ground. They maintain an upright posture. They swing their arms naturally. This kind of walking trains balance, coordination, and cardiovascular health all at once. It also strengthens the small stabilizing muscles that protect the hips and spine. Even a slow walk around the block counts. Even walking inside the home counts. What matters is frequency. In Japan, elders walk to the store, to visit neighbors, or simply to enjoy the air. Movement is not separated from life. It is life. The fourth movement is gentle spinal rotation. You will often see Japanese elders twisting their torso slightly while seated or standing. They turn to look behind them. They rotate while reaching for something. These small twists keep the spine supple. After 50, the spine can become stiff if it is only moved forward and backward. Rotation is essential for daily tasks and injury prevention. Gentle twisting nourishes the spinal discs. It improves posture. It reduces back discomfort. The key is softness. No forcing. No jerking. Just slow, controlled movement. The fifth movement involves the shoulders. Japanese elders frequently lift their arms overhead throughout the day. Hanging laundry. Reaching shelves. Stretching upward. These actions preserve shoulder mobility and upper body strength. Shoulder stiffness is one of the biggest reasons people lose independence. When arms cannot lift, daily tasks become difficult. By simply raising the arms regularly, even without weight, the shoulders remain functional. The final movement is perhaps the most overlooked, standing on one leg. In Japan, balance is trained naturally. Elders may stand on one leg while brushing teeth or waiting for water to boil. This simple habit strengthens the ankles, knees, hips, and core. Balance is not just about muscles. It is about the brain. Training balance keeps the nervous system sharp and responsive. Even a few seconds at a time makes a difference. When you combine these 6 movements, ankle mobility, squatting, mindful walking, spinal rotation, arm lifting, and balance, you create a powerful daily system for longevity. Not a workout. A way of living. And the most important part is this: Japanese elders do not stop moving because they age. They age well because they keep moving. As we continue, it's important to understand something many people miss. These movements are not powerful because they are intense. They are powerful because they are repeated quietly, patiently, every single day. In Japan, elders do not talk about working out. They talk about staying useful, staying capable, staying connected to life. When the body moves daily, the joints receive nourishment. Cartilage has no direct blood supply. It depends on movement to bring in nutrients. This is why people who stop moving often feel more pain, not less. Stillness dries the joints. Motion feeds them. One reason Japanese elders age with less joint pain is because they never fully stop using their joints. Even on days when energy is low, the body still moves in small ways. A short walk. A gentle stretch. A slow squat while holding onto a chair. Let's return to the squat for a moment, because this movement alone explains much about aging well. In many cultures, chairs replace squatting entirely. Over time, the hips tighten. The knees weaken. The ankles stiffen. Standing up becomes an effort. In Japan, squatting is still part of daily life. It is not an exercise. It is a position. Elders rest in it. They work in it. They talk in it. Their bodies adapt because the movement never disappears. If squatting feels uncomfortable now, that is not a sign to avoid it forever. It is a sign that the body has forgotten the movement. And the body can remember. Start with small ranges. Use support. Breathe. Let the hips open gradually. There is no rush. Another overlooked aspect of Japanese daily movement is posture. Many elders stand and walk with an upright posture not because they were taught posture drills, but because their bodies remain strong in the muscles that support the spine. When you walk upright, you breathe better. Oxygen reaches the brain more efficiently. Energy improves. Fatigue decreases. This is why mindful walking matters. Not speed. Awareness. As you walk, feel your heel touch first, then roll through the foot. Let the arms swing freely. Keep the chest open. Let the head float above the shoulders. This walking pattern keeps the nervous system calm and alert at the same time. It is walking as meditation. Spinal rotation plays a deeper role than most realize. The spine houses the spinal cord, which carries messages between the brain and the body. Gentle twisting keeps this communication pathway healthy. Japanese elders rotate their spine naturally while sitting on the floor, turning to speak, or reaching behind them. These small twists maintain elasticity in the spine. When rotation is lost, even simple movements feel stiff. Turning in bed becomes difficult. Reaching for a seatbelt causes discomfort. Rotation keeps life easy. The shoulders tell another important story. Many people lose shoulder mobility not from injury, but from disuse. Arms stay low. Reaching stops. The shoulders slowly freeze. Japanese elders avoid this by simply using their arms often. Hanging clothes is one example. Stretching overhead is another. Even gentle arm circles keep the joints alive. The shoulders are designed to move in many directions. When they do, pain is less likely. Balance training deserves special attention. Balance loss is one of the main reasons people fear aging. But balance is a skill. And skills can be trained. Standing on one leg sends powerful signals to the brain. It improves coordination. It sharpens reflexes. It strengthens deep muscles that protect the joints. Japanese elders often practice balance casually. No timer. No pressure. Just moments of standing on one foot during the day. Even holding for a few seconds helps. Over time, those seconds become longer. Now, let's talk about breathing, because movement and breathing are inseparable. In Japan, elders breathe deeply without forcing it. They exhale fully. This calms the nervous system. Shallow breathing increases tension. Deep breathing supports relaxation and movement. When you move slowly and breathe deeply, the body feels safe. And a body that feels safe moves better. Another reason these movements work so well is because they are done without stress. Stress tightens muscles. Stress reduces coordination. Stress makes movement feel like a chore. Japanese elders move without urgency. They do not compare themselves to others. They move at their own pace. This mindset matters as much as the movements themselves. Many people over 50 believe it is too late to change. That belief is more limiting than any physical condition. The body responds at any age. Studies have shown that strength, balance, and mobility can improve well into the 80s and beyond. The key is consistency, not intensity. If you do these movements every day, even gently, the body begins to trust movement again. Pain often decreases. Confidence returns. And with confidence comes independence. Independence is what Japanese elders protect above all else. The ability to stand up. The ability to walk outside. The ability to reach, bend, twist, and balance. These are not fitness goals. They are life goals. And the beautiful thing is, these movements fit into any lifestyle. You can do them at home. You can do them slowly. You can do them in your own way. What matters is that you do them. In the next part, we will go deeper into how these movements affect longevity, brain health, and emotional well-being, and why Japanese elders often live longer, healthier lives not because of genetics, but because of daily habits. As we move forward, it's time to explore why these 6 movements are more than just physical exercises. They influence every part of life, body, mind, and even emotions. In Japan, elders rarely separate movement from living. Each step, each stretch, each squat is connected to a larger purpose: longevity, independence, and joy. The first thing to understand is that movement is medicine. Not in the pharmaceutical sense, but in a way that reaches every cell in the body. When you move your ankles, knees, and hips every day, blood circulates freely. Muscles contract and relax. Ligaments stretch without strain. Joints receive nutrition. This continuous flow prevents stiffness and pain. The simple act of moving daily can delay or even prevent conditions like arthritis and joint degeneration. Walking, in particular, has profound effects. Japanese elders often walk in a rhythm that is natural to them. Not hurried, not mechanical, but purposeful. The rhythm of walking, paired with deep, calm breathing, is almost meditative. The mind becomes quieter. Stress reduces. Blood pressure stabilizes. Mood improves. The body is nourished in ways a treadmill or high-intensity gym session often cannot replicate. Spinal mobility, the gentle twists and rotations we discussed, also has hidden benefits beyond flexibility. Every time you rotate your torso, the discs between your vertebrae receive essential hydration. This keeps the spine supple, reduces the risk of herniation, and maintains posture. Posture is not just about appearance, it affects digestion, breathing, and even energy levels. Japanese elders understand this intuitively, which is why so many walk tall well into old age. Balance, the standing on one leg movement, is perhaps the most underestimated of all. Balance is not only a physical skill but also a mental one. It trains the brain to respond quickly to changes in environment. Every time you stabilize yourself, tiny adjustments happen in your core, ankles, knees, and hips. This constant microtraining preserves reflexes and prevents falls, which are a leading cause of injury in older adults worldwide. Breathing ties all of this together. Japanese elders often breathe naturally and fully throughout these movements. Deep, rhythmic breaths improve oxygen delivery to every cell. Oxygenation supports energy, memory, and focus. It also promotes relaxation, reducing cortisol levels, which otherwise contribute to inflammation and stiffness. It's also important to notice the holistic way movement is integrated into daily life. For example, when folding laundry, elders often squat and rise multiple times, activating the legs and core. When reaching for kitchen shelves, arms are lifted, and spinal rotation occurs naturally. Even waiting for the kettle to boil can become a balance exercise, standing on one leg while holding the counter lightly for support. These small moments accumulate into hours of functional movement per day, without a single structured workout. What makes these movements remarkable is their adaptability. They can be performed by anyone, at any stage of life. Limited mobility? Reduce the depth of the squat. Weak ankles? Use a wall or chair for support. Stiff shoulders? Only lift arms to a comfortable height. The principle is not perfection, it is repetition. Small, consistent efforts over time produce enormous results. Another powerful benefit is the effect on mental clarity. Movement, especially mindful and deliberate movement, sends constant feedback to the brain. Proprioception, the sense of where your body is in space, is sharpened. Cognitive functions such as planning, attention, and reaction time are enhanced. In Japan, elders rarely experience cognitive decline solely because they remain active in mind and body simultaneously. The social aspect should not be overlooked either. Walking to a market, tending a garden, or visiting neighbors encourages social interaction. These movements, integrated into life, naturally prevent isolation. Emotional well-being is maintained, and a sense of purpose remains strong. Loneliness is reduced, and life feels meaningful, which is just as important as physical strength. Many people over 50 assume that aging inevitably brings frailty. But observing Japanese elders reveals a different story. Aging brings change, yes, but not necessarily decline. With these 6 movements, the body remains resilient. Joints remain flexible. Muscles remain strong. Balance is preserved. Confidence endures. Life remains independent. It is crucial to understand that these movements are preventative. They do not only heal existing issues, they prevent future ones. Ankles stay supple, preventing falls. Squats preserve knee function. Walking maintains cardiovascular health. Twists keep the spine mobile. Shoulder lifts preserve reach and dexterity. Balancing strengthens core and reflexes. Consistency is the real secret. You do not need intensity. You do not need complicated routines. You do not need equipment. You only need commitment to daily, mindful movement. Even 10 minutes of focused practice each day is better than an hour once a week. Frequency matters more than intensity. Japanese elders are living proof. People in Japan often reach their 70s, 80s, and 90s with strength, flexibility, and independence. Their secret is not secret at all, it is simply movement. Movement woven into life. Movement done slowly, consistently, and mindfully. Movement that honors the body instead of punishing it. In the next part, we will explore practical ways to integrate these 6 movements into your daily life, how to make them effortless, habitual, and even enjoyable. We'll also cover common mistakes to avoid, so you can gain maximum benefit without strain or injury. Now that we understand the movements and their incredible benefits, the question becomes, how do we integrate them into daily life? How do we make them effortless, natural, and consistent, just like Japanese elders do? The answer lies in one simple principle: habit over intensity. Japanese elders do not approach movement as a task or a chore. They do not set aside special hours for exercise. Instead, movement is embedded into everyday life. When you fold laundry, you squat. When you reach for a cupboard, you rotate your spine. When you wait for water to boil, you balance on one leg. These moments, repeated daily, accumulate into a powerful practice that preserves independence, strength, and vitality. To start, consider your morning routine. The first movement, ankle and foot mobility, can begin even before leaving your bed. As you wake, gently flex and point your toes, rotate your ankles, bend and straighten your knees. This wakes up circulation, lubricates joints, and prepares your body for the day. It is simple, quick, and highly effective. After getting out of bed, squatting comes naturally. Instead of immediately sitting in a chair, practice lowering yourself slowly, feeling the legs support you. Stand up with control. If necessary, use a counter or a sturdy chair for balance. Over time, these squats strengthen the lower body, hips, and core. They maintain independence in activities like rising from chairs or picking items from the floor. Walking is the next step. Japanese elders often walk multiple times a day, but the pace is not frantic. They walk mindfully, feeling the connection of their feet to the ground, breathing deeply, and maintaining posture. Even a short walk around your home, yard, or neighborhood can improve circulation, boost energy, and reduce stress. Consistent walking strengthens muscles, joints, and the heart, all without strain or special equipment. Spinal rotation, though subtle, is essential. As you move through your day, twist gently while reaching for objects, turning to speak to someone, or performing chores. Avoid forcing the twist, it should feel natural. These movements keep your spine supple, reduce stiffness, and protect against back discomfort, allowing you to maintain posture and flexibility into advanced age. Shoulder mobility is the 5th movement. Raising your arms overhead regularly, even without weight, keeps the shoulders strong and functional. Hanging laundry, reaching for shelves, or stretching gently each morning all contribute. Many people underestimate shoulder health, but loss of mobility severely limits independence. By lifting your arms daily, you maintain freedom of movement in activities essential for daily life. The final movement, balance, may be the most important. Standing on one leg while performing simple tasks, brushing teeth, waiting for water, or washing dishes, activates muscles that stabilize the ankles, knees, hips, and core. Even a few seconds per leg, repeated throughout the day, trains the nervous system, sharpens reflexes, and prevents falls. Balance is the foundation of independence, and this simple habit preserves it. Beyond the physical benefits, these movements profoundly affect mental and emotional health. Movement improves mood, reduces anxiety, and promotes clarity of thought. Mindful walking, deep breathing, and gentle stretching create a sense of calm and presence. Over time, these practices reduce stress hormones, improve sleep, and enhance overall well-being. Consistency is the key. You do not need long, intense sessions. You do not need fancy equipment or a gym. What matters is that the body moves daily. Even 10 minutes of focused movement every morning and evening is transformative. What matters is frequency, repetition, and the gentle awareness that each movement contributes to longevity. Many people fear aging. They imagine frailty, loss of independence, or chronic pain. But the reality demonstrated by Japanese elders is different. Aging is inevitable, but decline is not. By maintaining these 6 simple movements, you preserve strength, flexibility, balance, and confidence. You maintain the ability to live life fully, independently, and with joy. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is presence. Begin where you are. Move within your comfort zone. Gradually increase range and duration as your body adapts. Every small, consistent effort compounds into lasting change. Finally, integrate these movements into your life naturally. Do not overthink them. Let them become habits. Let them flow into your daily routine. As you do, you will notice your body responding. Joints become more flexible, muscles more resilient, balance steadier, and movement easier. You will notice confidence returning in daily tasks and independence preserved in ways you may not have thought possible. These 6 movements are more than exercises. They are a philosophy. They are about respecting your body, nurturing it, and moving with intention. They are about living fully, even after 50, 60, or 70. They are about taking control of your health, one simple movement at a time. So today, take the first step. Rotate your ankles. Squat slowly. Walk with awareness. Twist your spine. Lift your arms. Stand on one leg. Do this today, tomorrow, and the next day. Let movement become your lifelong companion. Aging does not need to be a story of loss. It can be a story of strength, flexibility, independence, and vitality. Japanese elders show us the way, not with fancy gyms or complicated routines, but with 6 simple movements, practiced daily, consistently, mindfully, and joyfully.